Hey, it's Soul, and welcome back to some more horrific vision commentary. It's part of a series where I take a class that I don't know very much about, gear it up with only outdoor content and horrific visions, and then complete a 5-chest run. This time we're in Orgrimmar with a Vengeance Demon Hunter because, I have to at least have one more tank to compare to the experience on my Paladin. He's got an item level of 441 with no real emphasis on Azeroth traits. He's rocking a single corruption trait, a level 3 tentacle, that has an item level of 420. His cloak level is 9, meaning 45% sanity resistance, and a neck level of 77. Crucible is his main essence, which was earned on his own, and thanks to Echoes of Nyalotha, he bought rank 3s of Sphere of Suppression, Strength of the Warden, and Null Dynamo. For talents, he's running Agonizing Flames, Fallout, Flame Crash, Fracture, Concentrated Sigils, Spirit Bomb, and Void Reaver. For research, he's spec'd for solo play, and he just got Elite Extermination. With Ghastly Goulash and Kebab at the ready, he's ready for action. So, let's get started. So at first I thought to myself, hey, it's going to be a different tank. I'm going to have a much harder time on this than the Paladin, because, I have much more proficiency on that character than others. And I was wrong. I guess it just came from running so many other visions that I just got so used to the routine. So you're going to see some familiar stuff. I run in, use Crucible to open up on the Shaman, who's the most dangerous guy on the planet, at least, right now. And I make good use of Spirit Bomb, which is like the typical go-to, I guess, when it comes to those who want to apply lots of damage on enemies. And I figure that, hey, in visions, this will make no difference. So the idea here with this particular Demon Hunter build was to just, utilize a lot of AoE and hope and pray that for mobs that are like kind of outliers, that the Tentacle would take care of it for the most part. But there is some strong single target that Demon Hunters have. I mean, between that Chaos Brand, Fire Brand, whatever that's called, and as well as the Azeroth Essence, as well as a Crucible, that would take care of most things. So I glanced really quick at what the vial is, knowing that there's a pretty good chance I don't be able to really take advantage of it very much. I just tend to do a really bad job of finding vials here in Orgrimmar. But at any rate, that Shaman went down really quick, thanks to a strong Crucible attack. And yeah, this is where I really figured out that, yeah, I guess people are right. Demon Hunters do hit really hard. I just really lack perspective on how well tanks, how well the other tanks do when it comes to, hey, who does more damage, this one or that one. I'm eating a kebab, by the way, just so I can get some sanity back while I'm in the tainted areas. That's always a good tip. And then off I go. I use the time to I just use my Immolation Aura Burst to get those ads, and hopefully I'll be able to get those. And I try my best to make good use of the jumps that lays down that Sigil of Flame. Although I didn't realize until later, someone had corrected me that, hey, if you just keep jumping consecutively like that, the dots or the damage, it doesn't quite stack. I'm like, oh. Well, that's some lost damage, but you might see me do that throughout this run. But oh well. You saw the Elite one down pretty quick, thanks to some pretty strong crits on my part, actually. And I was really surprised that even at an item level that is not super high, not super low, that I was able to smoke this for the most part. Maybe it just comes from the damage. Maybe it's because of the damage multiplier is a little bit lower here. But I just noticed that I was having a much easier time than I would have had. So we're dealing with Hot Feet, which for a Demon Hunter is pretty much a non-issue. I always hate going through this particular area because I tend to more often not screw up on the dots here. I'll end up flying off in a bad direction, and I'll just have a really bad time, but of course I could just glide right back up. So I quickly clear these ads here. They're really trivial. I go for this red vial, thanks, and then off I go. Going around that patrol right over here, or at least I'm trying to. It's a little bit easier as a Demon Hunter. Normally I have a little bit of trouble getting past that, but I'm able to just double jump through that right away. I go straight for the Shaman as usual, and thankfully I did not get a totem, not like the last time. And from there, I'm able to just kind of ignore these guys. I mean, I'm able to get to them a little bit later, but I might as well grab this second pack here. So you'll notice sometimes I'm standing in stuff, and that's thanks to Null Dynamo. Not only does it prevent some magic damage from hitting me, but it applies a little bit more damage to the enemy once it goes off and then it explodes. So that's a good tip to have. I think that there are many tanks or many folks that opt to pick up stat increasing essences instead, and there's me screwing up. I accidentally got hit by Hotfoot. I backed up into the enemy, but that really didn't take very long for me to overcome either. Go me. But yeah, I opted to just go for the kinds of essences that I was used to as my tank, just so I wouldn't have to change too many of my behaviors at once. So off we go for this first elite over here. I opened up kind of big, or at least as big as I could, considering what I had available. Now the added control here that I would get from Hotfoot, that I would get from being a demon hunter and trying to overcome Hotfoot, it didn't really play into any sort of like major advantage that I would have. And in fact, because my back was to the wall, I didn't happen to see that wave coming, so I got hit by that insanity wave, unfortunately. So I'm looking a little bit low right now. I'm actually performing a little bit worse than I normally would on characters, but keep in mind that my cloak level is a little bit lower than normal. I'm running a rank 9. I average at a rank 10, and at a rank 11, it's pretty much guaranteed that I'll be able to clear something. So running at a 9 gives me a 5% less sanity resistance than I'd normally have. Not to make an excuse, but I just made an excuse. But I did eat a kebab over there to just get a little bit of sanity back. That should buy me just enough time to get caught up with myself to where I'm kind of at a normal pace. So with that area down, off I go into this first lost area. We're dealing with Leaden Foot, which for a demon hunter, not too much of a thing at all. I find that for the most part it doesn't affect me much here. Of course, there are instances where I might be moving a little bit slow, and non-demon hunter habits tend to kind of kick in. Now I am purposely standing in stuff a little bit just so I can get that Null Dynamo explosion going off, but for the most part it's not too big of a deal for me to avoid most things. I am cutting it really close though, because I opted to go for the Dominator and his little friends over there. This big guy is taking a little bit longer than normal to go off. I take a couple of steps and I'm really close, but I'm able to get the orb off. Totally intended. Not really, but So while this orb is going off, I'm getting my sanity back, and I'm going to grab this big old pack here. The damage that I take from these guys is a non-issue. I'm getting healed plenty from the orb, so I just let my Null Dynamo explosion do its work. Easy peasy. So far. But now I'm going for this elite, and I believe, to my knowledge, I think this is the second time that I've attempted a 5 chest in Orgrimmar. Other times I had screwed up, or the other time I had screwed up, and before this I was doing 4 chest runs. So I found out during while fighting this boss that when trying to leap away from his spits, you don't want to do that because I guess according to the game, when you leap away, it's not until the point that you land does the game acknowledge that you actually move. So if the spit goes out mid jump, you're still going to get hit. And that was kind of a rough lesson for me to learn. So anyway, I'm going for the next elite in just a bit, but not before getting 2 of these packs. I'm feeling a little bit cocky, but I also want to buy myself some time just so I can maximize my time on Thrall and save stuff for Rexxar, because that guy could always be, a little bit dangerous. But I'm smoking through this stuff. The tentacles go down really quick. I'm just kind of standing there taking everything. Null Dynamo is doing a really good job of clearing stuff out. I don't believe I had a worm go off, at least during that pack. But now I'm going for this guy. And for this guy, you might not have noticed earlier, but when I was fighting the previous elites, I had a tentacle go off. And that did some really big damage. I think that did like almost a fifth of that elite's damage. And if I'm gonna recall this correctly, I think here I did not have a tentacle go off at all. And also as a reminder, that's my only corruption. So it's something that I'm kind of relying on for these tougher single target guys. Not because they'll kill me or anything, or they'll reduce my sanity, but it's a matter of time. Knowing that I have a little bit less sanity resistance to work with, he does go down fairly quickly, but he does last quite a bit longer than the Blob elite, the last one that we fought. He lasted a lot. This one lasted a lot longer. At any rate, the area boss is up. I leap into action, getting nasty. You can see the tentacle doing its magic right over there. 24k hit crits. Those are huge compared to the 788k life that he has. His little ads come out, but they're just cute. All they do is kind of pad my meters for the most part. They're very inconsequential. Good to be a tank, guys. Good to be a tank. For anyone who has never tanked before and for some reason are watching this, give it a shot. Definitely give it a shot. So for the most part, I'm ignoring these ads. I'm just making sure to avoid mechanics, avoid making major mistakes, and then just let the buttons do the work. Let the tentacles fly, let the oh shucks, let the soul bomb do its thing. Soul bomb, right? Spirit bomb. Wow. Oh boy. Can you tell it's been like a good couple of days? You can actually see over there, it says 13 on the upper right hand corner. So it's been almost 2 weeks since I've actually done this vision, and I'm only doing the commentary nearly 2 weeks later. So I apologize if I sound if I sound a little bit surprised at what I'm doing. But I cleared that area out. I'm running through I'm running through this center area, the tainted area, one more time. And as usual, I'll go ahead and grab this guy. I see that red vial over there. I think I'm going to pick that up. Of course, take care of the this dude in the shockwave. He's the only threatening thing about this pack, of course. I'll go ahead and open that guy up. It looks like I didn't go for that vial. Not a big deal, I guess. And then I start going to work right over here. So I'm trying to bank a couple of my abilities so I can just unload on the elite that's coming up in just a moment. So it looks like I have everything available, and I just want to take care of this guy quick. Make it nice and easy. Go ahead and unload little cooldowns and what have you. There goes the brand. I already put out one of my crucible charges. And from there, just kind of walk through them. Make sure that you don't get hit by those orbs of annihilation. Walking through them is easily the best way to go. Sidestepping can be a little bit sketch at times. You can see my sanity starting to run a little bit low. But so is he. And just a little bit more. Down he goes. No problem. So I want to talk to her first. For the most part, once I talk to her, then I can move on. But I might as well at least try to eventually make my way back and get this red vial. Sweet. Alright, let's go. And as always, I'll go for the Dominator first. There goes a good chunk of its life right over there. And it just melts. Stuff is just like getting cut right over here. So as soon as the Dominator goes down, I'll go for the Mind Carver next. That's the next most threatening ad, because that guy can get a little bit dangerous with the fear. Not, for the most part, it would be more lost time than anything. In some cases, depending on the class, it can be potentially deadly if you happen to be at somewhat low health. So go ahead and open this thing up, because I have a little bit of time, just a little bit of time. Now here though, I want to just make sure that I don't accidentally get into combat, because if I open this barrier a little bit early, there's a small chance that I might accidentally get aggro, and he takes a good couple of seconds to bring down, so I pop my orb first, then open it up, then grab these guys, take out the Dominator, turn around, taunt this named mob, and then proceed. Stand in there for a little bit, let some Null Dynamo pain go out, And all we're left is the kind of big guy. If anything, I should have focused on him a little bit more. But I wanted to save my cooldowns for the upcoming area boss. Because this is the last mob, down it goes. Cool, cool. Now to just open up these other areas. Don't leave like that though. Don't be a goof like me, alright? Alright, so one more door. There we go. Doesn't look like there are any vials in the vicinity. But it looks like I do take in a kebab now. I could have done it earlier. I probably should have done it earlier. But I think I wouldn't have really bought that much time anyway. So here we go with the area boss. I run my butt all the way in. All the way in. Since I'm not ranged, there's not really too much that I can do. Look at the two tentacles, man. They're just... Look at that. I didn't really get a chance to talk about this. And this just tells you that even a low-level tentacle and a low-level item-level tentacle, as long as it has a rank 3, it's going to do amazing, amazing damage. That was a lot of luck there. It's not often that you get two tentacles going at once, just going absolutely nasty on your enemies. So for now, though, we'll take on Misha. I run away as typical, and someone had corrected me. It was Nick's over on stream that corrected me, saying, "Hey, this guy that row only has an 8-yard range. You can just back up off of it, and then you're okay." But I think it's habitual at this point. I just tend to get the heck away. Let Misha come over without that green stuff around. But oh well. So she goes down. She spawns ads as usual, and we try to take care of them. As usual. We have one orb left. We are at almost full sanity. So we're looking really, really good right now. We're looking really comfortable. I still have my extra life left as well. So after that last scarab goes down, off we go through the shortcut. I still can't believe that Blizzard never, put up something, anything, to just prevent me from skipping like pretty much this entire area. So I still have plenty of sanity, and in these situations, that's when I opt to take care of this pack here. If I happen to be low, I wouldn't, but since I have plenty of sanity available, I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and clear these out, so that way, after Rexxar is done, I can immediately just run over to the totem, and get out, done. In this case, though, so in this case, I take him out. Down they go. I have half sanity left, which doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use my orb here. And this will be my first time, I believe, fighting Rexxar as a demon hunter. So of course I want to try to not do too much damage. Unfortunately, I do too much damage. I have two boars come out much faster than normal, and in fact, I think I have all of them come out a lot fast. Yeah, so all of them are out very, very quickly. I'm kind of thrown off here, but at the same time, it's really important to not panic in this situation. When you have a full bar of sanity, you're looking pretty good as long as you just focus on taking care of the boars, trying to interrupt them wherever you can. In a demon hunter's case, they have plenty of stuff. I didn't spec for chains, but of course I do have a sigil of silence, which I believe I did not use here because I'm just not very proficient at demon hunters at this level. But Rexxar goes down quick, as you saw. I'm not sure if any tentacles had went off on that. But just with passive damage alone, he can go down fairly quickly, even when boars are trying to eat your face. But you can see right there that even with a rank 9 cloak, I'm still really good on sanity for the most part. I have no orbs left, but I do have my extra life. So now it's just a matter of do I have the DPS to bring Thrall down? Short answer is yeah, but let's find out. I do eat a kebab though, because you never know. You always want to be cautious when doing stuff like this. You can never be too prepared, even though I never bothered with weapon enchants or ring enchants or anything like that. But we're still okay. So with all that set before me, I open up on the boars first. Try to bring them down quick. Use stuns or silences or whatever I can. I think picking up Fell Devastation might have been a good idea for this run, but as it turned out, everything was okay. So now, like I said, it's just a matter of being able to do the necessary damage I need to do to Thrall before I run out of sanity or I die, which probably wouldn't happen. It'd be more me running out of sanity than anything. So I'm doing my best to utilize Promised Power whenever I can, because of the lower damage that I would do otherwise. I mean, if you think about it, it's like whatever bonus I get from Promised Power, plus the damage, the reduction that I have for not standing in Promised Power, that's additive, and that equates to a lot of damage that I could and should be doing to Thrall. So whenever you can, hop on there, get a couple of licks in. If they're dots, throw the dots in. That'll help even more. But this guy's going down. I have half sanity. I'm sorry, a little bit under half sanity, but Thrall is at under 20%. We're looking really good. Just trying to be careful. Always be careful. Get out of the defiled ground. Went too slow, though. So I take a little bit of a sanity hit, and I'm just trying not to be careless. Even though I know it's hard. I gotta tell myself, hey, despite your experience, you never know. In this case, dude, I know. I got it. We're good. So off this guy goes. We get my achievement. Sweet. And yeah, I was surprised and maybe a little bit disappointed at how easy is not the word that I want to use, but I can't think of anything else. This one run was pretty easy. I probably would have been better off doing going Havoc for my Demon Hunter runs, because I know even less about Havoc. But I just didn't want to do another melee class either. So what did we get? We got Belt of the Insatiable Maw, which increases my verse by quite a bit, and that's great for tanking and everything. But if I'm recalling this correctly, the belt that I have is what gives me the Tentacle. And the Tentacle, as you saw, does absolutely crazy damage. So, for now, that's going to be it. We will see this character in Stormwind shortly. So you guys have a good one. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I've been having a blast making them, and I hope that these are helpful for you. And if so, please like the video and subscribe for more of this and all things Warcraft. We'll see you next time. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.